Hello, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at a new version of Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe Classified series based on Snake Eyes version 4. And of course we'll do a little comparison there. I'm excited about this because it's a very different version of Snake Eyes. I did not have the original version of this Snake Eyes when I was a kid. I did, however, later have the 12-inch Hall of Fame Snake Eyes, and I got that at the end of the 90s sometime, and I had no idea. I was like, why did they make Snake Eyes look like this? Because I didn't have any knowledge of the history of G.I. Joe beyond, 87 or 88 when I stopped collecting. So I didn't even know. I thought it was just something they made up because it was a 12-inch figure, and they wanted to load more soft goods on it and make it just more colorful and appealing, which granted, the colorful and appealing part is probably why they did this redesign back in the day. But it's cool. I'm excited to get into it, and it is a worthy and differing version of Snake Eyes, and this is the Snake Eyes that a lot of Joe fans grew up with. We got to take a look at the different eras and understand that there are people that aren't our age that value things differently than we do. So anyway, nice, slim, smaller box. We've taken plenty of looks at it. Fangs in the background. Come on, Hasbro. Give us some classified fangs. Although, my gosh, I just now have experienced concern because I'm realizing that it looks like this fang has a stumpy tail, just like that Walmart retro release, which I actually... Oh, look at this. Because I don't want to display it with the rest of my Joe stuff, but I also can't bear to throw G.I. Joe away. Hang on, let me give it a little dust. Listen to, just enjoy the look at the back of the package while I'm cleaning this up for public consumption. Whoa. Okay, I do not mean for this to turn into a review of this fang because I've already done that here on the channel. This is that retro Walmart fang, and it's, it just doesn't work for me, the look of it. And it looks, though, like that's exactly what that is. And I hope not. I hope that Hasbro heard the dissatisfaction with this model, and when we get a classified fang, it has the longer tail. But here is the caveat that I made when I reviewed this. If the original fang had been this design, none of us would think anything of this. And I believe that to be fact. This is also missing, I don't even know if I noticed this in my review, it's missing the little roll cage, whatever you call it, piece of the original. This is quite different, and I still don't have an original fang. And maybe I'll do a side-by-side on Audible Interlude one day or something. All right, I'm gonna set that to the side because we've spent way too much time talking about fangs when we've got a figure to take a look at. Although I do think the fang is one of the most widely requested smaller vehicles for classified. Certainly everybody has an expectation of a fang in that, retail vehicle form factor. So we'll see. And they know exactly what they're doing by teasing us with a fang on the back of this packaging. All right. But we're here to talk about Snake Eyes and how successfully the classified team has adapted or updated the look of the version 4, which is, oh gosh, I should have looked before I sat down to do the review, but I have been loaded with tasks today. I actually wasn't even positive I was going to get to this today. It came, so originally this was going to arrive on Thursday, August 7th. And then I got a notification that it was going to get here Monday, August 11th. And to be honest, I was kind of okay with that because I've already got this week's, or I already had this week's stuff lined up, loaded, ready to go. and I just didn't need an extra thing to review. So I was fine with Snake Eyes not getting here till Monday. But then this morning, while we were out running errands, doing things, I got notification that it was out for delivery. And I thought, all right, well, if it does arrive early enough today, we'll go ahead and get this review in. And sure enough, it got here at like 1 o'clock. So plenty of time to get the review done. Well, those feet are good. I'm sure we've seen... Oh, look at the painted detail there. All right, we're going to get deep into it here. First, I'm going to slide these knives around just a little bit. I do like them facing a bit forward as opposed to just being on the side of his leg. Man, look at the stripes on the side of the leg there. That's very cool. That's a nice touch. Okay. So these are set to rotate. Oh, nice. And I will point out, as I often do, that when it's a figure I know I'm just going to order, and I'm not like I don't look too closely at these because I want to experience stuff like this in person when I open it. Like, I don't necessarily need to know every little detail beforehand. I like to experience it live and in person. So I don't look like I check the renders out. And obviously we talk about them on Audible Interlude. But, you know, I'm not poring over them looking for every little detail because that's what I want to do now. Plastic feels good. All the joints are moving nicely, so that's good. Ooh, all the joints are moving nicely. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy top to bottom. Obviously, the colors are a little different from the original figure, which, by the way, mine has a broken spring that I didn't notice when I bought it. Didn't even think to look for it, to be honest. I mean, it was in a bag. I bought it at Joe Fest. And just didn't think about it. And this is interesting about this original figure. So this is something I never realized, again, because until I had it in person, I didn't really look at it that closely. I mean, this is straight up a backpack. I like this design here. You know, people are split on whether or not these rocket launchers are any good. And yes, it's silly to be displaying it on the shelf like this. But at the same time, this is designed to be a backpack / grapple launcher. And it has, you know, the pouches and everything on it. I dig it. Like, yeah, it's way too big and looks kind of silly, but also it's fun toy design. So anyway, so this guy has the stripe on his leg. Now, I will note that stripe is sculpted on the original figure and is just paint on our new guy. But I get it. Times are different. Tactical vest is really, really close. I do wish, look, I don't mind the colors that they've done here, but I would prefer it if the blue was the lighter blue, if the gray was the lighter gray, if the shin guards were the blue. Like, I do, if you're going to do a design, because this still holds the 90s extreme sportitude of this figure. So, like, if you're going to go for it, go for it. Like, don't try and pull back when you're adapting a design that is, I don't want to say goofy, because it really, I mean, aside from this, it really isn't goofy. It's just of the time. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should they have stuck with the brighter colors and more of them, or was this the way to go? And I'm, you know, I can go either way on that stuff sometimes. Sometimes I like the classified update. Sometimes I wish they'd stuck a little closer. And I don't know that I see them doing a retro card back of this one. The mask is awesome. I love the silver paint on it. Looks really good, nice and shiny. And also, if you'll notice, the goggles have sort of a metallic red to them. That's a great touch. Well, and even, this is like a metallic blue. Or is it just a deep? No, that might just be the close-up that I'm looking at, catching the grain of the plastic. I think it's just a dark, dark blue, but it looks great. Even that red now, I'm not so sure. I think that's just the plastic. Because looking at it off camera, it's just red, but it's a great looking red. All the paint apps look really good. All these textures and everything. We're at a point now where none of this is surprising for classified. Again, and I know I've gotten some pushback on this as well. I really prefer these crotch pieces with the attached web gear, so stuff isn't sliding around. I know some folks don't, but I don't know what to tell you. We do have, so this is nice and snug, no sliding around this piece. And I had said, when we were talking about these on Audible Interlude, I had said I thought I would probably take these off to make it look more like the original figure. But now that I'm seeing it in person, this stuff looks really good. So those are going to stay on. Now this is an interesting new holster that I don't particularly care for at all. So having said I'm going to leave it on, maybe I'm not going to leave it on, because this just seemed, well, what is even supposed to go in there? I guess this is, but there's nowhere to store the suppressor. I'm sure we've seen this before. I couldn't list off which figures came with it, but I'm positive we've seen this in the line before. It's a nice looking firearm, and is similar to what we've got here. I'm good with it. It's a good substitution. Twist this around a little bit, I think. There we go. Oh, that one moved really nicely, or it rotated really nicely, but it does stay in place. Like it's firmly there, so that's nice. So is this supposed to fit in this? Yeah, that. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, this might be filed under okay idea, but not great execution. I don't know how that's supposed to work. So actually that is going to come off. Because also I'm not storing that large weapon in that flimsy holster. That was strange. So now he's going to be a little asymmetrical, but that's okay, because that's one of the, design themes of classified. We see that a lot. So I don't mind that so much. So we'll leave a little knife pouch on there. Okay. So yeah, I pointed out like that on those forearm guards, which I don't believe we've seen these before. They might be, maybe they were on some of the ninjas, I'm not remembering. But look at the detail here. Look at that red on the back of the shoe. How cool is that? Got the toe shoes, the blue painted sole. This looks really good. This is a nice touch. And we do have the blue on the back here with really nice texture. So yeah, figure looks great. I dig it. This is an awesome Snake Eyes. I don't know where I put him on the shelf, because I don't really have a crew. Oh, let me zoom back out. I don't really have a crew that he matches with. Maybe I'll stick him with the ninjas. I've already got a Snake Eyes up there, but I don't know. I'm not sure where he's going to go. Let's take a look at the rest of the accessories and the lack of storage for them. I am a little bothered that he doesn't come with a backpack, because he looks like he should. And all they had to do is paint like Flint's backpack or something. Well, not paint, but just make it blue. And I would have been happy with that. Or, find something with some storage, because we do have two swords here. I like the way they've adapted the neon orange swords of the original, or neon red. I don't know what you call that. But anyway, they've got the red on the blades here. I think that's a pretty nice touch. Looks good. We've seen these swords before. I think maybe Storm Shadow, the movie Storm Shadow, because we do recognize this terrible, terrible backpack that leaves the blades exposed. I can't stand this. I might put it on the figure just so I can put the swords on him. This is a... If Gridiron or somebody were to do a backpack that could store those swords and this grappling hook, I would probably grab that. So let's get this unwrapped, because I'll tell you what, it looks like there's a lot of line on this, which I love. One of the best grappling hooks I've ever had from a toy was from a Batman that came out early 2000s. It was prior to DC Universe Classics. I cannot remember what the line was. But it was like a good 2 feet of cord was on that thing, I believe. I'm kind of hesitant to unravel this because it's not ever going to wrap back up this nicely. But, we're doing a review here. We got to find out how long this cord is, if we can. And it's turning out to be something of a challenge. This has got to give somewhere. Oh my gosh. All right, Hasbro, this is a little too snug. This is not necessary. Usually you have a clear, they've just wrapped it so tight. I wonder if I can twist it around and loosen it up a little bit. And I do believe this is a new grappling hook. Oh, look at that. Okay. So it did loosen it up. So if you take it and twist it this way, it loosens it up a little bit. And I've got some play here at the top. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. So I can get that all the way in there. But where is it tied up? Where is it tucked into? And there might be a more... there has to be a better way to do what I'm doing right now, but I sure can't figure out what it would be. I just can't find the end here. This is ridiculous. All right, I'm pausing it. Okay, so I thought this piece was coming from all the way up at the top and tucked underneath, because you can see where some is tucked in there, but it's not. So that's all it is. You've just got to get under that piece and untie it, which is, again, a terrible mistake because I'm never going to get this tied back up as tight, and I'm also not going to display it like this. All right, so that's about a foot, maybe. Yeah, about a foot. Not bad. Not the, oh, hang on. Not that it's really even worth a zoom out for that, but yeah. So about a foot. Not the longest, but not the shortest either. Just enough. So let's go ahead and just, because, put this on here. Just see how it fits. Oh, wow. It does not fit well at all. Matter of fact, it just straight up doesn't fit. Well, no. It's very loose. This peg is too small for this hole. It just doesn't really work at all. Wow. So, all right, here we go. Snake Eyes, cool. I like him. Good job. Swords are fine. I did not need them to be neon red or orange or whatever. I think they found a good middle ground by putting that red detail on the blades. The blaster, solid. As I said, we've seen it before, but it certainly is a decent stand-in for the one that came with the original figure. This backpack, terrible. And grappling hook, perfectly fine. And again, grappling hook came with the original. But I wish this had a backpack. So I feel like there are some misses here. But once I get him... Oh, and also that, that holster that just doesn't work at all. Just not a good design. So some misses, but the figure itself, very solid. I like it. I'm going to put it on the shelf with whatever accessories I decide it needs to end up with. And I'll keep an eye out for 3D printers or whatever that maybe do a backpack that can store these items. I would very much like to see that. But this, I'm going to put them in a bag, but essentially this is trash. Everything else, pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, yo, Joe.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.